I'm live. I'm live. And you guys are going to be live too once you start leaving your comments here. So if you are around, pop in and say hi. Like I say, don't be shy. It is 5:46 p.m. Pacific time here on the southern Gulf Islands, and it is a cool 1.6 degrees Celsius out there with some fog that moved in. So the day started out kind of foggy early this morning, then it burnt off. We had beautiful sunshine, clear blue skies, and the thumbnail that I used for this video is a picture I took today in town. It's a photograph I took today in town along the boardwalk, the Palmy Boardwalk. It absolutely beautiful day. I got some of the garlic planted today, and I'm going to be planting a bunch more garlic. I had my friend, the garlic grower, drop by first thing this morning, and he brought me a big bag of garlic, and I was going to pay him for it. He told me the other day when I saw him in town. Well, I asked him. I said, "How much is your garlic?" He says it's $10 a pound. Was it $10? No, $15 a pound. I think it was $15 a pound. And so anyway, the knock on the door, I went down to the door and he was standing there with his bag of garlic and had the money in my hand. And he said, no, how about we trade for some palm seeds? So I traded him some palm seeds for garlic, which is kind of cool. Hey, Caleb's in there. Yeah, so I traded actually palm seeds for a bag of garlic today. I was going to pay the garlic guy with cash. And he says, hey, I saw you in town the other day with those palm seeds. How about we trade for palm seeds? So I gave him a stock of palm seeds. He was so happy. He does grow bananas, palm seeds. So I gave him Trachycarpus fortunei palm seeds. I harvested a bunch more palm seeds first thing this morning. You can see the video on here. The new currency on Salt Spring, yeah. Yeah, we do actually have our own currency here. You know that, right? You know we have our own currency on Salt Spring Island. It is different than the Canadian currency, but it's at par with the Canadian dollar. So we have our own legal tender banknotes on Salt Spring Island. So I could have paid him in that, but he preferred to have palm seeds. So I gave him seeds. I gave him probably about maybe 300 palm seeds, something like that. Yeah, we have our own currency here. You betcha. I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's just see. Where are we here? Where are we here? Yeah. Oh, shit. Excuse my French. Okay, what do we got here? Besides a whole mess of stuff. Okay, so whoa! Oh, my palm journals just fell out. That's what a $1 Salt Spring bill looks like. $1 bill looks like that on the back. So that's $1 Salt Spring Island currency right there. And I'll show you what the twos look like. I got a 5, I think, too. Are they easy to counterfeit? No, yeah, they're hard to counterfeit because they got this strip in them. See this gold? See that shiny gold strip right here? That's an anti-counterfeiting thing right there. That special thing, and it is legal tender currency. It does say Salt Spring right along the top. See, can you see that? Look at the top of it, Salt Spring Island. There's our map right there, and it has the latitude and longitude right there. See? So here is the latitude, the longitude. There's Salt Spring Island. $1 legal currency, legal tender, Salt Spring Island. $1. That's Harry Bullock. He was the first guy in Salt Spring to have a car back in, I don't know when it was, 1908 or something like that, long time ago. And where did they go? Oh, yeah, here they go, dropping stuff. I'll try to find some twos for you. Let's see, I got twos. They make $100 bills too. Let's see, they are, here's the $2 bills. They changed the design on the back though. So the older ones were like this. So here's the $2 bill, and the $2 banknote has a Hawaiian on it. She's Hawaiian. And then the back of it looks like that. The back's quite nice. I like the $2 bill. It's got like all this sea, ocean floor stuff, starfish. But the newer ones, they changed to this. They put some sort of weird girl on the back. It's kind of strange, eh? So they put that on the back of the new ones. It's like a piece of artwork. I don't particularly like it. Hey, David, how's it going, buddy? Greetings from Canada to down under. And then we got the $5 bills. There's the $5 Salt Spring Island, $5. That's one of the first blacks on the island. The first settlers on Salt Spring Island were blacks and Hawaiians. So that's one of the first blacks that came from Missouri back in 1859. Stark. We have roads named after them. And then the back of it looks like that. You got some orcas on the back. So there's $10, $20, $50, and $100 denominations of Salt Spring Island currency. So yes, we do have our own currency on Salt Spring Island, which is kind of cool. We have our own flag because there's a group of people that want Salt Spring Island to separate from the rest of Canada. There's always been a group that wants Salt Spring Island. Yeah, I'd have to get some from the store. These ones here are in my collection. So these ones I'm not getting rid of. These are the very first issue ones. And I think they're all in order, the serial numbers on them. So these ones here, yeah, they're kind of cool, aren't they? I like them. And yes, they're legal tender here. You can spend them on Salt Spring Island. So that, I'll put that in there. Yeah, you can get them at the Chamber of Commerce, at the bank. Bank machine, I think, dispenses them. You know, you can use it here if you want to. Can I still buy whiskey or beer? Yes. I'm Fireboy Gaming. Hello, it's me, Ryder. Ryder, how's it going, buddy? Ryder, good to have you in there, bud. Are you allowed to ship currency? Yeah, I can ship currency to the U.S. for sure. People sell the stuff on eBay, man. People actually sell this Salt Spring Island currency on eBay. Ugh, I can't believe this just fell out of the closet. All of my palm journals. Hang on, man. Let me just put this crap back in here. What a mess. That's no good. All right, I'm going to have to deal with that after. Okay, so let me get back to the live stream. So good to have you in there, Ryder. Can I send you a $2 bill and send me? Yes, you can. Yeah. You'd have to pay for postage, though, because postage is a complete freaking ripoff to the States. Seriously, to ship something to the States is going to be like $5. So, unfortunately. Okay, party time. Greeting. Party time down under in Australia. You know, we're having a big rally. There's a big freedom rally in Canada right now where there's like thousands upon thousands of truckers trucking across Canada to congregate in front of the parliaments, and they're coming from the States too. Greetings from Boise, Idaho. Cool, the potato state. Hey, I was down in the garden today, Stephen, and I was planting garlic, and I was digging in there, and I actually dug up a couple of potatoes from last year. Like they overwinter here, right? So we got to plant some more potatoes in the spring, and I've got lots of garlic planted, and tomorrow I'm going to finish planting the garlic. Do you guys not have envelopes or stamps? Yeah, we have envelopes and stamps. Yeah, but shipping to the States is more. It costs more. It costs $2 to ship within Canada. It costs $2 to ship within Canada when I ship something like that, right? What do they call that? There's a special name for it when you ship crap like that. Potatoes are good. I love potatoes. Good fireworks. Boise, Idaho, you got good. I like firecrackers. Firecrackers are awesome too. Yeah. We have envelopes. Like I ship palms all over. So, and I think I got some flat envelopes here. I do. And big envelopes. Do I have some smaller envelopes? Envelope right there. There's an envelope right there. We do have envelopes, and we have lots of padded envelopes too. Let me put that in here. I just did a palm order today, and you know, I told the guy, you know, I don't really like to ship live palms at this time of the year because there's some really cold areas in between. So during transit, they could freeze. Never tried potatoes, but I might give. Oh, potatoes are easy to grow, man. Since you guys have your own currency, you guys get heavy inflation changes. Nope. No. And it is at par with the Canadian dollar. I can tell you things are expensive here anyway. Boise, Idaho. I'd like to go to Boise, Idaho. Isn't that the capital, or is it Pocatello? What's the capital of Idaho? Is it Pocatello or Boise? Or am I wrong? And you're from Redmond, Oregon. Yes. I'm waiting for Rob to harvest his take heel seeds. Yeah, well, you know what? All the take heel seeds that Rose Shop Rob sent me last year did not grow. Not one of them came up. Anyway, Stephen, try some potatoes. They're very easy to grow, even the ones from the store. I mean, we got bags in the kitchen, and some of them are actually growing. I had to break the nubbins off before I cooked them. Can I send? Yeah, send me a picture of it. Cool. Oh, you did get the Honda. Right on. Awesome. Hondas are good bikes. You got to love a Honda for sure. Let's just see. I'm going to do something here. Let me just find something for you, Caleb. Send you a link. There, I'll put that. I'll share a link with you. We'll try. Yeah, potatoes are good. Garlic's really easy to grow too. So, like I say, my friend stopped by this morning, and anyway, the dog started barking. I went down to the door, and my buddy Wayne, the garlic dude, with a big bag of garlic. Okay, have a good one there, Fireboy Gaming. Ryder, have a great night, man. Take care, bud. Thanks for popping in. Popping anytime. Salt Spring Dollars here. Here, this is for you, Caleb. This is about Salt Spring Dollars right there, saltspringdollars.com. Check out that link. I'll check Messenger. Yeah, when we're finished this, I will definitely go to Messenger. So there is, I think Salt Spring Island has a coin too. They actually do have a coin, but I don't use the coin. I think it's more of a collector's coin. But yeah, like I say, that you can go to this site that I sent you here, and it should show all the currency. Yeah, it does. It actually shows all the currency on the site. It's kind of neat, actually. Boise is the capital of Idaho. Okay, I've talked there quite a bit on the radio, but I haven't talked there for a long time. Like on my two-way radios right there, I've definitely worked lots of stations in Idaho over the years. And Idaho, I mean, you can get into British Columbia from Idaho. You can get into Montana, Idaho, and Washington State from lower British Columbia, and upper British Columbia you can get into Alaska, and man, you can get into and we get into Washington. We can get into Washington, Montana, Idaho, and Alaska. We can actually get into 4 states from British Columbia, and we can get into Alberta and the Yukon, and I think we can get into the Northwest Territories right in this right spot. Like, this is a good place to be in Canada. We can get into a lot of places. We can get into 4 different states from British Columbia. Isn't that wild if you think about it? Really think about that too much. I've never been to Idaho. I've never been to Montana. I've been to Washington many times, and I've been to Alaska 3 times. And Alaska's pretty cool. You can get into the panhandle of Alaska from British Columbia. So anyway, the garlic I got today, I was getting back to that. So my buddy comes to the door today. He sees me the other day in town with a bunch of palm seeds. And he says, wow, that's pretty cool. What do you got there? I says, they're palm seeds. So anyway, I says, hey, Wayne, do you have any garlic? Because I want to buy some more garlic from you. And he grows tons of organic garlic. He says, yeah, I do. How much you want? He says, well, just bring me a pound or so. So this morning he knocks at the door, and he's standing there with a bag of garlic. And I got the money in my hand, $15. And he says, hey, no, keep the money. I want some of those palm seeds. How about we trade? So I went down to the basement, and I was going to order $2 bill, but $20. Well, it'd be cheaper to get one for me. You know what I mean? So the whole thing would be like $5, right? It'd be probably about $5. $2 bill and $3 whatever for shipping. So it'd be like $5. So that's a complete ripoff from those guys. So anyway, so I bought the garlic, and it's Portuguese garlic and Russian garlic. And so when you're planting garlic, you plant it just about an inch under the surface of the soil and about 4 inches apart. So I got 3 or 4 rows done. And tomorrow I'm going to finish planting the garlic. I'm kind of psyched up about the vegetable garden this year. So anyway, I've been stopping by the beach on the way home. Every day I go to town pretty much. I stop by the beach and I get I stop by the beach and I get seaweed. Lots of seaweed. Daniel, Chris, these 2 warm spots in Idaho could. Oh yeah, cool. You should try needle palm and sable minor there. I'll send you $2 if you can PayPal. Get it. I'll get PayPal. Okay, cool. I'll get you a $2 bill for sure. And you just got to give me your address again. It's probably, your address is probably in my messenger somewhere, but I don't want to look all the way in my messenger. So just when you send your picture of the bike, send your picture or send your address again. You want an old one or a new one? Those, I'm growing needle or windmill. Yeah. Oh, you are growing windmill here. Oh, cool. Steve Mail. Oh, you got a Pindo right on. Whereabouts are you, Stephen? You want an old one or a new one? I want your new address. I want your updated address, Caleb. Yeah. So when I'm in town tomorrow, I'll go grab it and I'll just mail it for you because I have to go to the post office tomorrow to mail some seeds out. Boise 7A, cool, nice. So needle palm and needle palm, which is Rapidophyllum hystrix, and sable minor, I think would work in Boise. Put it on a nice south or a nice sheltered spot, nice hot spot against the wall, sheltered in the winter, and I don't think it would have a problem. Trachycarpus fortunae is going to need some protection in the wintertime. I don't know if there's any long-term arborescent palms in Idaho. There's one guy that messaged me on my one of my Facebook pages, and he claims to have long-term palms in Nova Scotia without winter protection. I'm sorry, I haven't bought into it yet. How's the Bend, Oregon area, Gabe? Hey guys, spectacular, sparkling. Yeah, beautiful here too. Super sunny, not a cloud in the sky. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, today it started off foggy early in the morning, and then this fog gave away. It burnt off, and it was crystal clear blue skies. Well, look at the thumbnail that I shot for this video, this live stream. I took that today. Wendy and I were in town, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day in Ganges. But all around Saltspring, they were socked in with fog. Even the other islands, you could not see them. They were socked in with fog. Yard. So, yeah, you got to like that, a piece of me, when you got a nice day in the Pacific Northwest in winter. 8 Fahrenheit. How did your at 8 Fahrenheit? Yeah, your Caleb, your palms did okay, right? Your trackies. The fog was cold. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it definitely was. I find it cold. We got down. It was around 0.3. We were around near freezing. So it was, and it makes it feel colder in the fog too, right? It's just that dampness goes right through your bones. I'm so glad I am not working anymore because I would have been working in that all day today. And it gets to you, man. It really does. It makes my fingers cold. It makes my muscles ache. And I don't like that. So anyway, I have to start some sort of job next week for somebody on February 1st. So hopefully it's not outside. Joe, I'll send you a 19. Sure. I'll send you a 1953 $5 bill and a 57 $1 and it. Yeah, so which ones do you want, Caleb? Do you want a 5 and a 2 and a 1? Is that what you want? Do you want a 5, a 2, and a 1? Is that what you'd like? Because I can ship them for you. I have some pretty old American currency. My oldest American currency is from the 1800s. You know that? I got some really old fractional currency notes. And then I got lots of Confederate money. And then I have Louisiana, Bank of Louisiana, a couple of those from the 1860s. And then I got Hawaii banknotes from 1930, I think it's 35. $1 bill. It has Hawaii across the back of it. And then I have the silver certificate and some old $2 bills from the U.S. Yeah, so is that what you want? You want a 5, a 2, and a 1? I'll give you yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what mine is. Let me just look here. Let me just find them here. No, not that. This one, maybe. I don't know. I lose track of what I've got in here. No, it's not that one. Crap in here. No, it's not in that one. Hang on. Something missing here, man. Hang on. Something missing. Is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, hang on. They're in this book. Stupid me. I'll show you my oldest American ones. My oldest American ones are, let me find them. In 1976. So, you got these ones here, Caleb. I'll show you. This one here is a silver certificate with asterisk on it. I think it's 1957, right? That one, silver certificate. And then I'll show you the really cool one. I collect them with asterisks too. But where's my Hawaii one? Right here. See these ones here, right? See how it's got Hawaii written on the back of it? See that? So this one's like 1935, and then it's got Hawaii there too. You see right there? It's got Hawaii on that one too. And then I got more silver certificates. I got silver certificates there. Come on, these things are falling out of here, man. I'll show you some really old ones here. Hang on, Caleb. There's some old American $2 bills. These ones are pretty old. I got to watch them. These are really old American Citizens Bank of Louisiana. Got to watch them because they're kind of brittle. They're that old, right? These guys here, that's 1860, that one, right? So, and the thing is with the old money, it does get kind of brittle. So I got to be careful with that. And then I got another one here from the Canal Bank. Oh, cool. Okay. There's an old American $2 bill. I had better ones. I sold them years ago. That's an old American $2 bill. I have newer ones too. I actually have a sheet of them. Another Canal Bank from 1859. Then you got these fractional currencies from the 1860s. This is US. See, that's US currency, right? Old. Right? And then there's even the smaller one here. This one here is really old with George Washington. That's from the 1800s. That's actually 10-cent fractional currency, right? And then here's another old $2 bill from the States. That's what year is that? I think it's 1928 or something like that. So that's an old one. Yeah, I've been collecting coins since I was 5 years old. 1969 I started. So I had a massive one, and then I sold it, and then I sold most of it, and then I started back up again. So yeah, like I say, I've always collected that stuff, like since I was a little kid. Since I was 5 years old. That was 1969. Got my first ones at a gas station, and that's what started me. My cousins too were big time into it. So yeah, $2 bills. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I do. I actually have a sheet. I have a sheet of uncut American $2 bills, and I bought them in the 1970s. I still have them. They're sheet of uncut. Yeah, I don't like the Canadian money. It sucks now. My grandpa has 18 official one. Oh, cool. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I like the old American currency. Old Canadian currency is pretty cool too. I don't like the new Canadian currency. It's crap. It's made out of plastic crappy money. I hate it. They still make the new. Yeah, they don't make any $2. You know what they make here now? I'll tell you what they make. They make this stuff here. There. That's what our $2 thing looks like right there. That's a Canadian $2 coin right there. Do I like it? It's got a polar bear on it. Polar bear right there. We call that the toonie. That's the toonie right there. And you can see that all right. And yeah, it's all right. Hey, thanks for coming in, Steve. Appreciate it, man. Anytime you pop in here. $2 bills do kick ass. I miss the like old Canadian currency is pretty cool stuff too. Old money does rule. I have like 50. Oh, pennies, cool. Yeah, I got lots of wheat pennies. Lots. Cheers. You have no many. No, this is just some. Like I got a lot of American pennies, but I have I have rolls of wheat pennies too, and some the Indian heads and all that. But this is a very. You have no idea how many pennies I have. That's nothing. That's nothing. They don't make pennies in Canada anymore. Pennies are obsolete in Canada. They stopped making them ages ago, which is stupid. I think US. Yeah, they are. The old stuff is cool too. I like the old stuff the best. Those toonies are super convenient. They're okay. They make them out of metal, like because they last longer than the paper currency, right? So you look at the old. Let's just see. So for instance, here is an old Canadian $2 bill, right? There's an old $2 bill, right? 1954. Some of them had the devil's face and the queen's hair. That one doesn't have the devil's face, but this one has asterisks. You see the stars beside the serial numbers. So those ones are worth a bit more. But anyway, that's old Canadian money right there. And of course, you always got to look for the signatures too, right? But the ones with the devil's face are worth even more. We have stupid $1. Yeah, well, we got the loony and the toonie. Okay, cool. Nice. Remember the old Canadian $2 bills, Robins on the back. Yeah, this is the one right here. Well, no. This is even older than that. This doesn't have robins. This is 1954. This has got farms on it. You're thinking of these ones here. Where are we? Let me find them. I'll show you. I'll show you what you're talking about. Do they have robins? Oh, actually, okay. So in 1974, they had these ones. Okay, these came out in 74, right? No robins. That's 74. And then the newer ones, they came out with robins on them. And I think those came out in 86, which are these ones here. Those had robins on them right there. You see, what year is that? 86? I think 86. I was right, 86. Thank God they don't have any money with Trudeau on them. And the fives were cool too, the old fives. Yeah, I like that old stuff. I like anything vintage. There's Jane. Aloha to Jane. Oh, you bought a fern. I was looking at our tree ferns today, and they are doing okay. We have Australian ones. There's a nice one there. These are the old ones with the king on them, 1937. So it looked a lot nicer back then, didn't it? Isn't that pretty cool? That's old. Really old. So anyway, and it goes on. And there's some really old, I'm going to show you something here. Back in the day, Canada made 25-cent shin plaster. So that's 25 cents, 1900. I got some much older ones, but that's what certain years they made paper money, 25-cent paper money. Those are called 25-cent shin plasters. So that's an old one right there, Dominion of Canada, right? Back when things were good, back in the day. Put that in there and watch it. I gotta be careful with these things. They get kind of brittle when they get old. Tree fern. Oh, cool. Piece of me. Nice. Well, Vancouver's not that far from Seattle, I'll tell you. I used to go to Seattle a lot when I was younger. What type of tree fern did you buy? Jane, I'm guessing Australian. They still make the new $2 bills. Yeah, they do make them. The new $2 bills. I know it's just annoying getting a giant wad of those $1 bills. The fern was 1 foot across, 1 foot, but cost $58. Well, tree ferns are pretty expensive. Even up here, basically, they're about $20 a trunk inch. So tree ferns are not cheap. And I was very fortunate enough to get mine given to me, our largest one, which has 6 feet of trunk now. It was 3 feet of trunk when it was given to me 28 years ago. In April 1994, that's when I planted it. So in April, we'll be 28 years in the ground, and it never gets cold enough here to kill it. I always make sure to protect the inner crown. So the inner crown, this past winter, I put some cocoa fiber dry and then some burlap, and then I put a piece of bubble plastic on top of that, just where the croziers emerge, and then I put a nursery pot, a little clay pot, just to hold it down. Yeah. So the Hawaiian tree fern, okay, cool. Well, that'll grow good where you are. I used to bring those back from Hawaii back in the day, and you could buy them at ABC store or whatever, and they were had the phytosanitary certificate stamped on it. They had the stamp of approval, and they were in a little plastic bag, and they were kind of like the little trunk, and you'd grow them, but they didn't grow well inside. You can't grow them outside. They're too tropical for our climate, unfortunately. Yeah, so the tree fern looks like it could be a side shoot. That's cool that you got it. So I guess you're going to plant that in your garden, which is pretty awesome. So there's some pretty nice tree ferns around. But when you get a really bad winter like this, you're going to have to give them some help. Most cases, they're pretty good in a sheltered spot, but you get the bad winter every 10, 15 years, and it will put them to the test and maybe even kill them if you don't protect the center crown, because the trunk is hardy. The fronds are pretty hardy, but the center trunk, the center crown is not so hardy, pretty frost tender. So you always have to protect that. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't protect it, and they spend all this wad of cash on a tree fern, and they're pretty upset when it dies after a bad winter. Not the trouble, it's that they hate drawing out. Yeah, so but it wouldn't work in our climate. I don't think there's any Hawaiian fern that grows there like a tree fern that's going to work here. Do you, Jane? Is there any tree ferns that grow up in Mauna Loa or Mauna Kea? Is there any tree ferns that grow to high elevation? maybe they have half a chance of hope in hell. But the Hawaiian tree ferns I see growing in the Hawaiian rainforest, I don't think they'll grow here. They're way too tropical. It's like trying to grow a coconut palm or something. Not going to work. And the problem is our house is dry. We have the wood stove going full blast. It's 20 in this room with the door shut. It's 22.5 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty toasty, dry air. And there's a lot of palms that don't like the dry air of the house, like especially Ravinia rivularis, those Majesty. So 2 days ago, Wendy and I were over on the Big Island, Vancouver Island, and we went into Superstore, and they had this plant rack outside, and the temperature outside was maybe 5 degrees, 6 degrees Celsius. So it was pretty cold, 42 degrees. And it was all tropical plants. The whole bottom part of the plant rack was all Camadoria elegans palms. And then there was coffee plants, coffee arabica. And then there was some other type of thing that looked like patho growing on one of the other shelves, right? And then there was something else, but it just seemed way too cold out there for that stuff. Even in Hawaii, they die from drying. Oh, they do, eh? Wow. I water our tree fern every day in the hot, dry summer. So it's always done well. It's always done really well. And I would hate to lose that thing. Sadleria can grow in dry, cool environments, lava rocks, and full sun. But what is the cold hardiness of it, Jane? How much cold can Sadleria handle? Like, is it like down like 25 degrees Fahrenheit, or does it not like it below 32 degrees Fahrenheit? 32 degrees Fahrenheit here is freezing, by the way, folks. My good friends in the US, 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is around minus 18. I think it's minus 17.8 degrees Celsius. It's freaking cold, right? So it's interesting. It does grow in the lava rock, huh? Very cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, I was supposed to go down. Camel messaged me or said something the other day in a comment. He says, how are the palms doing behind the fishery store, the fish store in Ganges? So I totally forgot about it. I was in Ganges today, and tomorrow I'm going to go to Ganges. I have to go to the post office. So if I remember, I'm going to have to make a note. I will go shoot a video of the palms and the cordyline. It'll be interesting to see if the cordyline survived. How cold did it get where that cordyline grows? Because I do see some good cordylines in Ganges. And hopefully this one is one of the good cordylines, because there's some cordylines I see on the island that don't look so good. They actually flopped over. They froze in that December freeze. The ones at Central Hall, where I got the palm trees growing in the Central Hall Fire Hall Memorial, the cordyline looks like it froze down. Tree ferns can't grow in Waikiki's. Rainfall's too dry. Okay, they are. It's 21 inches annually there or less. Daniel, humidity can make heat and cold for dry climates. Mediterranean. Yeah, it's Mediterranean climate here, definitely on the Gulf Islands, and definitely more so. You feel it in the summertime. It is very dry here. Notice one of my big cordylines is oozing. Yeah, but it'll come back. It's probably did freeze a bit, but it will come back. Even if the top freezes down and dies, if it does eventually flop on you, you're not going to kill it. It'll come back from the ground or even maybe out of the trunk, that part of the trunk that's good. C. elegans is historic parlor palm indoor. Popular back in the room temps. Cool. So they can handle cool. We got a beautiful one in our kitchen. Wendy's had one for years growing right beside the sink. So it was small when she got it. And it's about, they don't grow very big anyway. It's about this big. We do actually have Camadoria elegans and radicalis, or we have radicalis and microspadics in our garden. Sell it to me. Cool. Caleb. Can you check messages on stream? I want to see. Check messages on stream. Okay, so let me just see. I'd have to go to Facebook and go here and here. Yeah, I'm not going to buy any more coins now because now I'm on a pension, you see. So my wages have been cut in half, which does kind of suck. And I only get paid once a month. Working for the Parks Department in the union, I had really good pay twice a month and all my benefits. So let's just see. I'm going to Facebook here. See all in Messenger. And let's see. Come on. It's slow. It's being really slow. Somebody else's message. I'm trying to get into Messenger. It's not letting me. Hang on. Why is that? Oh, how annoying. So annoying, the internet right now. Caleb. Okay, there we go. Um, 50-cent pieces. I used to have a lot. Those are nice ones. Those are beauties. I used to have so many old Morgan. Oh, cool. You like silver. You know what? Smart to invest into silver. Oh, that's a nice Honda. Is that a Oh, that's an old retro Honda. That's a CT. That's a CT90, isn't it? Isn't that like a CT90 Honda or something like that? Those are great bikes. Those are the ones that goes. You can go 4 low and 4 high on it on the gearbox. CT90, yeah, CT90. Back when I was a kid, my neighbor had 2 of those things, and it's got on the gearbox. It's got a switch on the engine, and you can switch it to high or low. Right, that's the one. They're pretty rare. Those things. The tank is under the seat. My mom had a CT70. Actually, we had 2 of CT70s. Bought one of them new. Cool. Wow. Yeah, the whole high and low, those are really cool bikes, man. You do not see those very much. And 1978. Yeah, his was even older. His was earlier 70s. And it was an orange one. I'll never forget it. And I just remember the high and the low on it. I remember when those things were on the road. You would drive those things, ride them on the road. So it's a good trail bike too. Oh, you'll get it running. Cool. That's a little 4-cylinder, and it's a 4-speed, isn't it? It's 4 gears, 1 down, 3 up. I think, right? It's 1 down and 3 up. I think that's the gearbox on that thing. Constant mesh and automatic, right? It doesn't have a clutch on it. Is it, or does it have a clutch? I thought it was automatic. It's automatic, right? Cool. Very, very neat. That's a good bike, man. I like it. Yeah. And that's quite the collection you got there. That's good to invest into silver. You can't go wrong with silver and gold bullion, especially when you're a young guy. Yeah, I used to have a lot of that stuff when I was younger. I used to have lots of Morgan, US Morgan dollars. I sold all of them. I have an original warranty card from Honda. No way. Cool. My dad bought the CT70 in 1977, and he bought the automatic. It was automatic too, and the handlebars folded on it. You could fold them down. And he also bought the Z50 brand new in 1977. He bought 2 bikes. I'll never forget. Bought them in Langley, where we used to live. 1977, man, that was a long time ago, 45 years ago. He bought one for my mom and he bought one for my sister. Yeah, and I had bikes. You know, he bought me mine in 1975. I got my first bike in 1967. For my 3rd birthday, they bought me a little Indian. And unfortunately, that bike is sitting at mom and dad's place. They passed away. But since I don't get along with my sister, and she's the sister from hell, she's got some of my bikes at her place, what I'll never, ever get. You know, it's like it sucks. So anyway, that's cool that you got that bike. And it's very easy on gas, those bikes. Very easy on gas, which is even better. You know? And with the price of gas going up, ain't going to be going down. You're going to want that bike to get you to work and even trail ride. It is worth a lot. CT70, he had 2 of them, 2 Z50s, one from 77, one from 1966. We've had a lot of bikes. Yeah, it's an Indian mini bike. It's called Little Indian. So I don't know if it's actually made by the Indian company, but it's called Little Indian. It had a Briggs and Stratton, and it was a real mini bike. And it had a disc brake on the back and a 4-stroke engine in it, Briggs and Stratton. Centrifugal clutch, so it was automatic. And the brake was on the back. And yeah, it had a foot. Did it have a foot brake on it? It might have had a foot brake on it too. So I learned to ride that when I was 3 years old. My dad taught me how to ride. Is there anything you want in my collection? Yeah, no. You keep your collection, but the bills will be good, and I'll get you some stuff from. Just send me your address, and I'll get you some stuff off in the mail. I'll get you. What do you want? 2, 5. What do you want? You want some Salt Spring Island currency? Yeah, I'll trade you for those bills you said. That would be kind of cool, and then I'll put them in my collection. I'll get you some Salt Spring currency. It is pretty cool stuff, actually. And not a lot of people know about Salt Spring Island currency. It's been around for 21 years. That's when it came up. I know the guys that got it started, the Monetary Foundation, and that's when the flag came about, too. So in 2001. And yeah, it is still in use. You can use it. It is legal tender here only on Salt Spring Island, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So Indians, yeah, the old Indians are really rare, but they actually started making Indians again, right? They actually started making newer Indians, which look like the old Indians, and they were actually made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, just like Harley Davidson, but not in the same factory. Indian is actually an older bike than Harley. So Indian was 1901 and Harley was 1903. Because I actually have some golden eagle on like where my battery cover is. It's got like on it, and it says 1903. I think it says 1903 in there. It looks pretty cool. I like it. And I like my Harley. I do like my bike. Honda 125, same. Yeah, cool. Trail 125. They're reproducing them now. Yeah, I like the retro look. I like the retro bike itself. Anything old, retro, muscle cars, all that stuff is absolutely freaking awesome. You know, it's good stuff. So anyway, well, when we're done here, we'll get an envelope ready for you. Let me get that out so I don't forget. And we will send you some stuff. We'll send you some stuff from Salt Spring Island. Ugh. Okay, there's the envelope. And I better put my return address on it right now so we don't forget. And then tomorrow, when I go to town, I'll mail it for you. The post office sucks. There's always a freaking lineup going in there. Well, hopefully all this stuff ends soon. It's because people are not buying into the bullcrap anymore, right? People are getting sick of it. All right, so there's the envelope with my return address on it. I just got to get your address in your in Messenger. Okay, got it. Okay, I got your address. Okay, there we go. And I will write that down right now. We'll put Caleb on there. I'm doing this right now so I don't forget. And then your postal code. Hopefully I got that right. Did I get that right? Okay, good. All right, there's your address. And back to the live stream. So you can just put my envelope in the, I can just put my, yeah, I'm going to put mine. I'm going to go to the post office with this one. Cool. So anyway, yeah, it's fun. I'm glad you got that bike and you will have fun with it. So anyway, piece of me, let me know how that does your, let me know how that does your Cordy line, because like I see a few Cordy lines that are flopped in colder areas, and that's not good. Not good at all. But hey, the tops of them die in a bad winter, and they do come back. They will resprout back in the spring from ground level. They're big perennial. That's what they are. And like I say, every so often it will get cold enough here to hammer them. The ones down by the water that I've seen in milder areas of Salt Spring Island seem to be okay. But I have to check the ones for camel down in Ganges. There's some like right behind the fish store, some big ones, and it'll be interesting to see if they flopped or not. We have little ones that are fine. We have other little ones that flopped over. So kind of half and half in our gardens. Some are okay, some are not. And I already cut them down. I already got rid of the ones that flopped. I already cut them down and they're gone. So they're out of here. And they're going to come back again. I'm not worried about it. Back in 2008, they froze down too. It was a pretty bad winter. And we dropped to high end of zone 8B. I will keep, yeah, my other big ones are warmer. The Washingtonia is fine. That is crazy, eh? It made it. That is awesome. So did the fronds get a bit fried on it then, I guess, on the washi? Pretty cool that the washi made it. That makes me happy. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Right on. Because, I mean, it was pretty cold. I don't know how cold you guys got. I don't think you guys got as cold as us. We were pretty cold. In our upper garden here, we were 20 degrees Fahrenheit. In that slope, in the bottom half of the slope, we were 17.46 to be exact. So 17.5. 17.46 minus 8 degrees Celsius is 17.46 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty damn cold. Thank God it didn't last. That was a one night coldest minimum, but still, I mean, it lasted a week to freeze, right? The temperatures did go warmer than that, but it was still below freezing and enough to damage some of the wimpiest plants, right? Gardener fine and washy as toasted leaves. Oh, cool. So the fronds got a bit fried. Yeah. Well, that's expected. It's a Washingtonia. I mean, look at them in Texas last year, right? I mean, that's in Texas. Those guys, didn't they get down to like below freezing? 0 degrees Fahrenheit in Texas? Crazy, man. Below freezing in Texas. 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know Tony Cerboni posted some pictures of his garden in Texas, in Dallas. It still looks pretty darn good, considering they had that worst freeze in forever. Like, I mean, it was years and years, many years before they ever had a freeze like that, right? Like, it was decades ago, I think, when they dropped that low. So his garden doesn't look that bad, considering they were down, I think, around 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Or maybe they went below freezing. They might have went below freezing Fahrenheit, which is pretty darn cold for Texas. Central Florida is due for a windy freeze at around 30 with, whoa, oh, that's cold, man. So their citrus is going to get hammered. I got citrus out there right now. I got kumquats out there and some hardy citrus. Oh, man, that's not good when it goes to Florida. That means the price of citrus goes up. It does look good. Yeah, Tony's garden is pretty killer. Well, it would be tough to ship them in the mail. That's the thing. You would have to bare root them. You would have to bare root them with no soil, and you'd have to put them as indoor plants. That's what you'd actually have. If you ship them, it would have to be, because I've had stuff shipped to me from Arkansas. Austin shipped me some Musa velutina bananas years ago, bare root, no soil, and they came up just fine. And you have to state that they are indoor use only. They are house plants, right? And if there's no soil, you're right on. That's cool. They'll probably get through if you be sneaky a little bit, right? And that's what I always put on my palm seedlings when I ship them to the States. Indoor use only, no soil, cleaned and washed, no soil, bare root. That's what you got to put. Indoor use only. They are house plants. So yeah, and then we could grow them out in the garden. I think I'd have to bring them into the wintertime, though. I'd hate to see them freeze. I've grown Incenti vetricosum years and years ago, and I had some here too, but at my last place on the mainland, and it got really big. And I had it in this big planter, and every year I'd haul it in the wintertime, cut the leaves off it, stick it in the back room, and then I put it back out, and it got bigger and bigger, and it's got more difficult. So the year I had my house for sale there, I just planted it in the ground, and I just left it for the new people, and of course it died, right? So I took pretty much every palm in the garden out in the place before it sold. Yuccas, I left some yuccas. I left my big magnolias there. I think they're gone. I think they cut them down. The redwoods are definitely still there, because I shot a video of the place. There's two California redwoods, Sequoia dendron giganteum, that I planted back in the mid 1980s when they were small, and they're big trees now, big trees. So they're still there. And I don't know if the metasequoia is still there. I had a big metasequoia. They probably chopped it down. I'm sure they chopped it down. Do you ship? Yeah, I ship palm seeds all over the world. Check out my videos here. I was actually harvesting more seeds today. This morning I went and harvested some more seeds. So it's $20 to ship 100 seeds. $2 for 100 seeds. That's what it is. Anything more than that, the postage is going to go up. Postage in Canada is a ripoff. It just went up again, right? It goes up all the time. Every couple of years they seem to put it up. So it up on January 1st. Well, I do sell on eBay. My eBay store is this is my eBay store. Let me just find it. Banana Joe star 123. So it looked like this. Banana Joe star 123. So if you go to that'll be my eBay store, and you can see what I have for sale on there. Not a good time to ship seedlings right now. Seedlings on there too. And it's not a good time just because it's too cold right now during transit, and there's a chance they could freeze. I really don't like to ship seedlings until spring. Yeah, check it out. I've been selling on eBay for, I guess, 14 years now, something like that, maybe 15 years. And anyway, check out what we have on there. The seedlings I would hold off until spring. I'm shipping some tomorrow to a guy in the interior, and I did tell him that, you know what, it's kind of risky right now. It's better to ship them when the weather's warmer. Brutal cold spell hit South Florida on Sunday. Mine dropping down high 30s. Oh, man, that is cold. And it's happened before. You know what? Back in the deep freeze of February 1899, snowflakes fell as far south as Miami. Believe it or not, it got that cold in Miami back in 1899 in the worst freeze in history. That's when chunks of ice flowed through down the Mississippi River and out into the Gulf of Mexico. It was that freaking cold in the deep south. So it can happen. So, yeah, that's a drag. I don't wish cold upon anybody. Harder on those people down there when they get that kind of weather. Here in the 30s, not really a problem. High 30s, cakewalk. I mean, right now, it's probably near freezing. It is 1.6. It's 1.6 degrees Celsius here. So 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. So it's 1.6. So it's just about freezing here. Brutal cold. Yeah, that sucks, man, because that sucks for the plants and the stuff that grows down there, like oranges and maybe produce they got to ship to more northern states. So then if that stuff gets damaged or killed, then it affects the price because they're going to have less quantity. And that really does affect everybody overall, right? So, and with the truckers being mandated, they can't come across the border unless they got the special medicine. That's affecting us too. 25, is it? Oh, it's -3. Okay, so it's 1.6 here. Interesting, 25. Yeah, and you're more inland. That's why we're right beside the ocean here. It's amazing the difference being right beside the ocean makes, right? You know, it just never gets quite as brutally cold being beside the ocean. Hopefully, I don't know what our forecast looks like. I didn't look at it. I just hope there's no snow in the forecast. I don't want any snow, man. I'm done with it. I'd rather actually have the broken branches on the trees from the snow. 20F is -3.8. 25F in Detroit. Is it 25F in Detroit? Wow. And I'm probably going to get colder too, I bet. That's a warm winter day in Detroit, man. Motor City, that's got to be a warm winter day in Detroit. Huh. How about that? Interesting. Wow. Oh, you know what I got to do? I got to put airmail stickers on this too. Do I put airmail stickers? I'll ask them at the. I'm going to put my sticker on here though. I'll put my sticker on here. Let me put my Banana Joe sticker on here. Let's do it. I'm going to put it on right now. There, Caleb. The sticker is on. Gotta put the Banana Joe sticker on. And you have lots of my cards. I probably don't need to put a card in there. I think oranges are 25 hardy, 20 brief hours. Yeah, and so Daniel, it's the length of the freeze, right? The sticker. You got the sticker on there. There's the sticker, the official sticker, right? It's funny. I post some pictures on Facebook of me harvesting palm seeds, and somebody says, I didn't know palm trees have seed. Well, how do you think they're produced, man? How do you think new ones are produced? With seed. I have a card. Oh, you have a card. Okay, cool. When I call you, does it go through? Yeah, it would go through. Citrus Country, Florida, North Tampa. There's only one orange farm left. Whose name? Oh, is it because the freezes of the great freezes? Wow. So that's it, eh? Holy crap. California used to have a lot of citrus farms down there, but I don't think they ever suffered from freezes in California. I remember driving through all the citrus farms when I was a teenager. Me and my buddy drove down to Southern California, and it was citrus farm, but apparently all the land's developed. It's probably Wendy's number. That's what it probably is. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, eh? The freezes have destroyed the citrus growing in northern Florida. It caused a lot of damage, man. And here, Yeah, there can be damage caused by a deep freeze, but not the magnitude it would in Florida, because most of the time in Florida it's pretty balmy and palmy. Here we're in the Great White North. We're supposed to get freezes, right? Yeah, that's Wendy's. That's her number. That's Magnolia Petal. That's the Magnolia Petal number. So yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, the freezes. Here, there's not so much damage caused by a 25-degree Fahrenheit freeze, but down there, 25 degrees Fahrenheit, man, that is like the winter from hell, right? It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So we'll see how the rest of the winter goes. Yeah, that's Magnolia Petal. That is the accommodation. So you have to book a room if you do that one. You have to book an accommodation. Wendy's been taking bookings. She's already got, I think, 4 bookings for 2022. 4 bookings. They're starting to come in. I think it's going to be a busy year. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so tomorrow I'm in town. I'll mail your stuff off. I'll mail those other seeds. And I just sowed a bunch more seeds today in the baggy method. Hey, how's it going? Garden of 20. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you guys in there. I did a live stream today on Gulf Island Rock, and it was just out in the garden. I sometimes, like I say, commandeer Wendy's. We got to get this guy out of here, this scammer and spammer. Get out of here, scammer and spammer. Remove. He's gone. So anyway, yeah, Joe, I don't think we're going to. Oh, good. Okay, hopefully not. Okay, cool. Well, good to have you in there, Garden of Twitty. I hope we don't get any more snow. I mean, you guys might not get any snow, but we could, because we're that much farther north than you. So it is possible we could still get some snow here in the Great White North, but hopefully not. I'll take some cold. I mean, if it gets down to -2 or 3, whatever, I'll take that over the wet, ugly snow. I sell seeds year round, man. I always sell seeds, Dave. I always got them for sale. So you can check out my eBay store. Here, I'll just put my eBay store. Banana Joe Star 123. That's my store right there. That's on eBay. Yeah, I've been selling seeds for eons. The best seeds, the best soil to use is Sunshine Mix 4 or Pro Mix HP. So it's peat with a perlite in it. We will get more unusual cold. I'm prepared, but Texans aren't usually prepared. No, unless you're in northern Texas, you can get some cold. Let me grab the baggies. I'll show you what's going on here. Okay, so these are the ones I sowed today. Okay, so baggy method is such an easy way to grow seed. So that's actually Sunshine Mix 4, and those are the ones that I harvested from our palm tree out front. And then these ones I planted on December 21st, and I'm still waiting for them to germinate right there. These are Zone 8A Trachycarpus seeds. Okay, I picked those up in Zone 8A on the mainland. So we're going to see if they grow. Yes, we have lots of Sericococa in bloom right now. We also have Daphnes blooming. Cyclamens are blooming. Snowdrops are blooming. Soon the daffodils. Daffodils are blooming in Victoria. They've been blooming for 2 weeks already. I have to go check the ones down on Salt Spring to see if they're blooming. But yeah, we have a lot of Himalayan sweetbox in our garden. And I'm trying to think what else is blooming out there. Himalayan sweetbox is blooming. Helleborus are blooming. Daphne is coming in. We have one Daphne laureola is blooming. And people don't like that plant, but I love it. And the other Daphne we have, I don't know the name of it's evergreen. It's just ready to pop open. And some of our camellias, you can see the pink on the flower buds now. But I love Sericococa. Himalayan sweetbox is beautiful. It's a really beautiful BLE. Nice broadleaf evergreen, nice shiny leaves, super cold hardy. Sericococa ruscifolia. And Viburnum botanensis is blooming. I saw them already a couple of weeks ago at Grace Point. And also Viburnum tinus. Our Viburnum tinus is ready to bloom. And I think the ones at Grace Point are already blooming. So if I'm in town, well, I will be in town tomorrow. If I have time, I will walk out to Grace Point, out to the end of the point, and see if the Viburnum tinus are blooming. Because they always bloom in wintertime. They start to bloom here. And also the Arbutus unido, I think, are blooming as well. Arbutus unido trees should have flowers. Yeah, I will. We have Viburnum tinus in our garden, Wendy's got one. It's absolutely loaded with flowers ready to pop open. So didn't even phase it. Oh, loquat's blooming too. Loquat is blooming and it smells so good. And the loquat at Grace Point is blooming. And oh, it's so fragrant, the loquat. The one at Grace Point I grew from seed years ago. My guy brought me a loquat fruit, a couple of fruits from up in the Sunshine Coast at his mother-in-law's place. And I took the seeds out. I ate the fruit. I grew the seeds. So there's a loquat tree growing at Grace Point. It's getting pretty big. And but unfortunately, it's kind of like this shaded area. So it's more lanky. It's more open, leggy. Citrus are blooming. Oh, really? Oh, the citrus, cool. Yeah, we don't have any citrus. I don't know if we have citrus. I better look. Maybe the kumquat is. We have kumquat outside. I'm going to have to check out the kumquat. We have kumquats on our kumquat. The other citrus I threw into the basement because I didn't want it to get, oh, California. Oh, are they blooming? Oh, the California manzanita. Cool. Arctostaphylos heading out for the night. Okay, have a good one there, Stephen. Heading out for the night. Wow, cool. It is 7:47 p.m. Pacific time here on the Southern Gulf Islands, and I ain't going anywhere. I'm sticking right here. I'm just going to see if there's anybody on the radio. Anybody on the radio? I'm just curious. Nobody. All is quiet on 11-meter band. All is quiet. Yeah, you have a good night out there, Stephen. Thanks for popping in and pop in next time too, because I often like to do live streams. And you know, if you subscribe, I guess you can subscribe, get notices. And it's always good to have you guys in there and chit chat. But yeah, piece of me in town tomorrow. If I remember, I will walk out to the end of Grace Point and I will see how that Viburnum tinus is doing. I'm expecting to see some flowers on it. And it's actually also a big one right beside the toy store in town, west of the moon. So west of the moon has two of my palm trees growing in front of it in big terracotta planters. They've been there since 2007. 2007 in these big terracotta planters. They've never froze, man. They went through the December 2008 freeze, and I thought those guys were goners, and they're still going. And they just went through this December freeze, still going. Unbelievable, eh? Tougher than we think they are. Okay, take care, Stephen. Good to have you in there, buddy. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot. And you know what? Another nice one is Skimmia japonica. Skimmia japonica, I really like. I don't think they're fragrant, but such a nice plant. They just look neat to me. And evergreen, kind of leathery leaves on them. And they go good with lots of other BLEs, right? Beasts. They're beasts. Mr. Beast. You know who Mr. Beast is? Mr. Beast is a good YouTuber. That guy's awesome. So anyway, the ones in front of the toy store, there's two of them. They're doing good. Yeah, they do get red berries, but I think you have to have a male and a female. We have them in our garden. We have Skimmia, Sarcococa. Oh, another nice one is Croqueta Catania. Croqueta Catania is also evergreen, and they're native to New Zealand, and they get yellow flowers on them, but not right now. We have several Croqueta Catania. They're kind of weird, and they're not a Catania. We have those as well with evergreen, but the Croqueta Catania are kind of contorted, like a Corylus contorta, the Harry Lauder's walking stick, right? They're kind of gnarly looking branches on them. So that's one to try too. No, not Sarcococa, Croqueta Catania, and I think it starts with a K, Croqueta Catania, and it is evergreen, but they got tiny little leaves on them. We got another Viburnum. Wendy's got a too. It's got really round, tiny little leaves on it, and it's doing really well. Evergreen, really nice looking Viburnum. Our biggest Viburnum is Viburnum retidophyllum. It's the leatherleaf Viburnum, and it's like a tree. I brought it from my last place decades ago, and it's a big plant. Croqueta Catania. Yeah, that's it. Is it with a C? Okay, I thought it was a K. Okay, Croqueta Catania. It's a really neat plant. I think it's from New Zealand, and it does get little yellow flowers on it. It's kind of unusual. It's a neat little hardy plant for exotic gardens. I'm trying to think what else we grow. There's exotic. Well, ferns. We have a lot of exotic ferns out there. Evergreen. We have big pittosporum. We have variegated pittosporum. We have green pittosporum, and our biggest pittosporum must be 15 feet tall. It's like a tree, the pittosporums. My last video is of 2 palm trees I grew from seed. Okay, cool. Nice. I will. I'll check them out. 3 to 4 leaves. And sometimes it's difficult to identify palms when they're so small, right? Because some of them look very similar, to one another. But I'll have a look at that garden at Twitty. Sounds. Let me just write that down. See, as I get older, I start to forget things. Garden of Twitty. YouTube vids. Okay, I will check that out. Reminder. See, a reminder. I got to write it down on here. Right. So we'll see what they look like. We'll try to identify them. It's easier when they got split fronds or they got fan fronds on them. Like the other day, my friend and her hubby are in Mexico, and she keeps posting pictures of plants, and it's cool. I love that when people do that to identify. One of them was the traveler palm, and one of them was a lantania palm. They're a beautiful palm tree, almost kind of Bismarckia-like, right? They got but these ones got more red up the petioles on them. I love lantania palms. And then she posted, the first one she posted was a Bismarckia nobilis, of course. She says, "What is this?" I said, "That's a Bismarckia nobilis." You have to love Bismarckia palms. Bismarckia are absolutely awesome. One of my favorite tropical-like palms. But you know what? We got to be happy that we can grow Trachycarpus fortunei here with no fuss at all. So when I say foolproof palm means a long-term palm that you do not have to fuss over. So Trachycarpus is foolproof. Camarops has proven itself on Salt Spring anyway, and parts of Vancouver Island. And Trachycarpus wagnerianus. Trachycarpus manipure seems to be holding its ground pretty good. Ours looks really good. I don't think Parajubea is going to be fully hardy here in a bad winter. I'm thinking I'm going to see I think the frond, it looks like there's a little bit of damage on the Parajubea terrellii to the ends of the frond. So I didn't think they were hardy enough. Anyway, I think they're short-term palm here, right? So anyway, we'll go to 110, and then I'm going to back out of here and get some tea going for Wendy and I. And then she's watching Narco. She's watching her series down there on Netflix. I like to watch How to Hunt with her. There's a show called How to Hunt with Steve. He's in Pemberton. And what people do from all over the US and Canada is send Steve their Bigfoot stories, their encounters with Bigfoot, and he reads them. Whether you want to believe them or not, that's up to you. But it's great entertainment. So I like how to learn how to hunt with Steve. And then I watch Dixie Cryptid out of Mississippi. Same thing. There's a long authoritative comment on your YouTube. There's a long authoritative comment on YouTube that says that no palm can handle more. No, that's completely bull crap, because they can. Because we had a week straight of below freezing, and it's not the first time. I've been growing palm trees since the mid-1980s, and we've had a week straight just in late December of solid freezing temperatures. I think only 2 days out of that week, the daytime temperatures went just a hair above freezing. I'm talking 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius is freezing. And they went to 0.08 or 1 degree Celsius, something like that. In Texas, 21, these had the longest consecutive below 32 ever. Wow. Tons of hardy palms. Yeah, well, I didn't have my doubt that many palms in Texas would survive. And unfortunately, a lot of people were too quick to remove the palms, especially the city workers, when they see these palm trees with no fronds on them. They want to cut them down. You got to leave them. You got to leave those palm trees, because when the warmer weather comes in Texas, it comes on full force, and they got enough sugars in those palms from the heat that they get all the time in Texas that they're probably a lot hardier, right? And a lot of those palms sprung back into life, and the ones that they cut down were probably alive. They had life in them. What a waste. And the shame is they probably don't want to be replanting with a lot of palm trees now because of what happened in that freeze. They don't want to be seeing them die again. And they should have just left them, but they can't leave them because they think they look ugly. So they removed them. But somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. The YouTube that underestimates, it says no palms can handle more than 4. Yeah, well, they can. That's the fact is palm trees can handle more than that, longer than 48 hours below freezing. In a pot, it's it gets dicey, but I'm really surprised at our 5-gallon nursery pots and our liner pots in the cold frames with no heat. They all survived. I kill a lot of things, but that's cool. Whose fan palms in the ground died? Isn't that interesting? He thought it died. Well, I'll tell you what, Garden to 20, everything in our nursery is totally fine. So all the 1-gallon palms, I mulched the pots, but the liner pots and the cold frames are not heated, and they're fine. And the 5-gallon pots are not mulched, and they're fine too. Most tax locations actually didn't hit all-time lows during the freeze. Okay, interesting. Well, how cold did it get in Dallas? Till it's just dead. I told him I was leave. Yeah, exactly, Garden of Twitty. You can't see some people are impatient. That's the thing. You got to be patient with palm trees, especially after a bad freeze. And they can awfully fool you. I remember with Trachycarpus fortunei. Man, I learned my lesson after ripping some out of the ground and throwing them in the compost pile. That was after a bad freeze in the 1980s. And summertime, I'm looking at the compost pile and I see fronds. It was actually a dead palm compost pile. And some blackberries growing, and I see fronds sticking up out of the blackberries. And the palm trees, some of them that I threw in there, not all of them, actually rooted and were growing. They regrew. That's how tough Trachycarpus are. So never declare them dead after a bad freeze. That's how tough Trachycarpus palm trees are to cold. They are tough as nails. Now, in Canada, they're long-term zone 8A, 8B. More so high end of 8A. They can get damaged or killed in a low end of 8A. Even southeast of Vancouver in the Fraser Valley. But in 8B, they should be fully hardy. Yeah, they're very, very tough. And you got to give them credit where credit's due. So I'm very grateful that we can actually grow Trachycarpus palm trees on our coast. It should be the main planting of any exotic garden here on the coast, if you can grow them. Any other palm, well, I mean, Camarops on Salt Springs good, but any other palm should be maybe treated as experimental if it's not Trachycarpus. So even Butea in a bad winter like this, I'm seeing pictures posted from Vancouver and they do have damage on them. They have damage on their Butea palms from the cold, right? They're prone to center spear loss, Butea. Aerospath is a hardy one too. They've done well on Salt Spring. There are long-term Buteas on Salt Spring Island that have never been protected. Camarops are good. Camarops are fine here on Salt Spring Island. They're good in Seattle. Trachycarpus wagnerianus. I bet you Trachycarpus natus is good too. Trachycarpus natus is a pretty tough palm. Okay, we got another spammer here. This Russian spammer dude, get the hell off my channel. You annoy me. Okay, he's gone. Anyway, I'll go for a few more minutes, and then I'm getting kind of hungry, man. I think I got to go get some more food. Wendy made this amazing steak for dinner. She's on the barbecue. She does the best steaks on the barbecue. So she barbecued the steak tonight. I did all the vegetables, and I even got a potato out of our garden. Take heel, yeah. But, piece of me, the ones I got from Rose Shop Rob in Utah, none of the seeds germinated, not one of them. So I just chucked them out in the garden. Hopefully they'll germinate out there. I'm hoping somebody can get me some pure take heel seeds. I'd really want that, and I'll trade you or pay you. I want take heel. Everyone I got take heel cross Bulgarian. I got take heel cross Fortunae, but I want pure take heel. Dallas went to -2. Whoa, -3. Wow, -2 Fahrenheit. It's cold. It's been colder there than it ever has here. The record low for our island is 5 degrees Fahrenheit, -15 degrees Celsius. Oh, so you actually did get some right on piece of me. Yeah. Well, I've had so many of them sent to me over the years, and even ones I bought from Europe. And, I post pictures of them or videos, and then the comments, well, those aren't pure take heel because they say take heel has 2 ridges, right? And these had 4 ridges or something down the strap like leaf. They were below freezing for 5 days, man. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Those are the real, you're lucky to have the real deal. I like princeps too. Princeps are really nice palms. Buddy in Victoria has beautiful princeps in his garden. They're just absolutely flawless. And you're back again, DTS1GMD. I like that name. If I can remember it. Good to have you in there. I'll try to. Okay. That would be good. I wouldn't mind even if I had half a dozen tequila seeds from somebody. Let's do it. Let's trade. I'll trade you some hybrid seeds, whatever. We'll trade you something for it. I got hybrid. I have pure. I got good Trachycarpus strain up here. Good hardy Salt Spring Island stock with nice thick, big fat trunks and stiff fronds on them. They produce some nice palms up here that have stood the test of time, and they're in windy spots too. I try to collect those seeds from the best specimens around. So the ones along the waterfront are nice. They got nice big chunky trunks. So I got a whack load of seed off of those today. More seed. I did some in December, and I did some more this morning. Wendy was sleeping. I hopped in my truck, took my pole pruners, and headed to Ganges and popped them off in front of the pub. And then I was out of there. And I got them hanging in the basement. You can see the video on Gulf Island Rock. It's on Wendy's channel. I'll share it with you here. For those of you that don't know Wendy's channel, Wendy, my wife, has a YouTube channel too. And she's got some stuff on there too. Yeah, I've harvested a lot of seeds. I got whack loads of them in the basement, man. Whack loads of them. You'll see here Wendy's video here. Let's just see. Live streaming. Let's see. Let me find it here. Come on. Get to Wendy's channel here and I'll share you the link. Too bad tequila is so. I know. It is rare. And they're expensive to buy the seeds too. Sucks. But that's life. Gulf Island Rock. Okay. So here's Wendy's channel. Here's a video on Wendy's channel. Okay, let me turn that off. Okay, turn that off. There's a video on Wendy's channel, and then on this one here on my channel, I got one too. I got to see one of my friends is actually live streaming right now. Wagon Master. 400. It's $1 a seed, man. That's crazy. They're expensive. Well, I hope they all germinate for you. Off topic. I'm now warm when greenhouse. Off topic, but how warm would a greenhouse stay inside? Well, if it's cold in the sunshine, it's going to warm up good. But at nighttime, if you're -10 outside, it's going to be probably 10 inside the greenhouse at least. Camarop seeds I need to harvest. Yeah, camarops are good. I think the squirrels ate all the ones here, or the rats or something. So yeah, you paid a pretty penny, but hey, they are tequila seed, and you only live once, right? Let's just see. Go here. But I'm going to definitely try to get some true tequila seeds eventually. Hopefully before I croak. One of these days I will get some. Here we go. Okay, here's a video. If you haven't seen all this was harvesting seeds this morning on this channel. There we go. There we go. Get that off of there. All right. So depends on latitude and cloudiness. Northern Great Lakes, cloudy winter, not much warmer than out. Exactly. So zone 6 can get pretty darn cold, man, in the wintertime. And it's dry in New Mexico. My cousin lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He actually moved there from Hawaii, and he loves New Mexico. Yeah, they are the real deal. But I don't know what the problem was with the seed. One guy says he got the seed to germinate overnight, which I kind of think that was I don't know. Was that stretching the truth a little bit? I mean, I've never seen a Trachycarpus seed germinate overnight. He said he put them in wet paper towels and they had sprouts on. I was like, come on, really? Overnight? Anyway, none of mine germinated. So like I say, I got sick of them after months. Yeah, so he actually got them to germinate overnight. Is that true? Did that actually really happen? I've never had a palm seed germinate overnight. I mean, I know sprouts germinate quick. Tequila, they claim, is the most cold hardy. I beg to differ. I think Fortuna. I was totally skeptical. There's no way. I don't think it would germinate because everybody I talked to that had that seed didn't get them to germinate. So he says he had to germinate overnight. It's kind of like the guy in Nova Scotia. He's telling me he grows Trachycarpus palms outside year-round without any winter protection in his Nova Scotia garden. He says they're fully hardy in coastal Nova Scotia. Well, I look at the forecast in coastal Nova Scotia on a regular basis, and right now it's been palm killing weather there for Trachycarpus for the long term. I have a lot of friends that live in Nova Scotia, and they've told me there are no palm trees growing anywhere in Nova Scotia without winter protection. No palms, yeah, no, not overnight. I think that was full of crap. I think, I'm not, well, I don't want to say that, but it doesn't seem right to me a palm seed to sprout overnight. Maybe one of those fava beans or something like that. Would they even sprout overnight? When when you grow sprouts to eat, they sprout quickly. Okay, Tyler. Yeah, that's right. It was Tyler. And I remember he posted a picture. Anyway, the Utah ones are the real deal. I wish they sold them in nurseries here, but they don't. Nobody sells tequila. But like I say, I do have tequila in our greenhouse, but they are crossed with other palms. I got them from Europe. I have tequila cross. I'll go to the greenhouse tomorrow and I'll tell you what I have. Tequila cross Fortunae or tequila cross Bulgarian Fortunae. Yeah. So nobody has it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no nurseries have tequila. I bet you Phil Bergman might have them at Jungle Music. Finally going to drop below 0 Fahrenheit. Wow, that is cold, man. Yeah, 0 Fahrenheit. That's minus 17.8 degrees Celsius. So if you got any palm trees outside, you might want to wrap those babies up and get some Christmas lights going. That's pretty nippy. 0 degrees Fahrenheit would be very bad for our garden. It wouldn't be good. The lakes would freeze. People would be skating on our lakes at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I hope I never ever see that here. It has never been to 0 degrees Fahrenheit here. Our weather records never, the coldest lake they show is 5 degrees Fahrenheit, which I have. I've seen on the weather records, and that was in 1968, December 28th, and in January 1950. And you have to give or take too. Really, I mean, depends. I mean, it probably was colder up in the mountains for sure. And maybe even in the valleys, maybe it was minus 17, something like that. And some areas might have been a little milder too. Where the big cordyline grow, where the big palm trees grow, it might have been a little bit milder. So microclimates, we all know about microclimates, right? That's it. Microclimates, you have to love them. And that's why I picked this area on Salt Spring Island, because it's one of the more milder areas to grow things. And I already did my homework before I moved here because I was growing palms here before I moved here. My mom and dad always had a place on Salt Spring Island, so I was fortunate enough I could garden here and grow stuff even when I lived on the mainland, so I could see how well it did here. It just had to get it watered in the summertime. So my sister would water it because she lived over here, so she would water my palms. And when mom and dad came over more than I did, and they would come over and they would water the palms and this and that. And they all did very well. Even in the worst winters, the smallest palms would thrive here. And on the mainland, they would get totally fried. They would get fried in the winter. And, I'd phone over here. How are my palm trees? Oh, they look totally fine. Eucalyptus, totally fine. Everything was good. So I said, hey, I got to move to Salt Spring. I got to move over to Salt Spring and grow some palm trees because I can grow them better here than my last location, Zone 8A, 8B, which I got blasted by cold winds every winter. And it just totally sucked. So I never take the climate for granted here out on the Gulf Islands. As cold as it seems to some people that have been here their whole life, you got to take that same person and you got to put them into a slightly colder climate for winter, and then they'll appreciate this climate a lot more. You guys think it's possible to grow palms? Well, I'll tell you what. There's a guy in our Palm Society. He's actually in the Southern California chapter. I don't even know if the guy's alive anymore. But J.D. Rowell in 1992 planted 2 palms in Sitka, Alaska, in an alcove close to a building. And they survived for about 20 years. And they did actually start to decline at the latter part. They did freeze out and they died. But that was in Sitka, Alaska. And that's probably Zone 8A up in Sitka. Sitka's an island. And I've been to Alaska 3 times. I go all the way up to Skagway. And I look at the vegetation. Wherever I go, I look at the vegetation. And it kind of tells me a little bit about the climate. So when you're in coastal Alaska, you see a lot of the same plants that are growing here wild. You'll see devil's club. You'll see sword ferns. You'll see salal. You'll see I think there was Oregon grape. What else was there? There was a lot of salmon berries, huckleberries. I think there was huckleberries, and there was big rhododendrons, huge rhododendrons growing in southern coastal Panhandle, Alaska. So when I saw that stuff, I thought, you know what? I bet you in a shelter spot, a Trachycarpus palm might have half a chance because I know they definitely grow it on the Queen. I'm going to say Queen Charlotte. It's Haida Gwaii, the islands off the coast of Prince Rupert. There's big islands in northern BC on the coast in the ocean, and they're zone 8B easily zone 8, right? It's very mild, probably high end of zone 8B too. Look up Haida Gwaii. So 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3 years ago now, we had a couple Haida Gwaii guys stay at our accommodation here. They were artists working at the bronze foundry behind us, the next road over. And I asked them where they were from. They said, why? I said, you know what? I'm going to give you guys some palm trees to take back to Haida Gwaii and some seed. So I gave them a crap load of seedlings and a crap load of palm seeds to take back to Haida Gwaii. I gave them my card. I says, message me back. Let me. They never did, unfortunately. But I'm sure those palm seedlings I gave them in the seed is growing in Haida Gwaii because the winters just don't get cold enough out there on those islands up north. There's also some other islands up there off of Prince Rupert. And I had a friend that was a weather observer there for 3 years on Triple Islands. It's called Triple Islands. And he said the 3 years he was there weather observing, the temperature fell below 0 degrees Celsius. He said the temperature never fell below 0 degrees Celsius in the winter. But he said the summer temperatures would rarely get above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. He says winters were cold, or summers were cold, and winters, yeah, they're cold, but they never fell below freezing. And there's Dave in there. Hello, Dave, white with dreamy eyes. Good to see you in there, man. We're getting close to the end of our stream, but nice to have you in there. I'm going to go for a few more minutes, I guess, and then I'm going to clean up this mess in my room. Open up the closet, a bunch of crap fell on the floor. So as you know, much stuff I got packed in the closet, so I'm going to have to put away all my palm journals. Then I'm going to go down and make some tea, and then maybe going to watch some YouTube videos with Wendy. She's really loves her show Narco on Netflix. So she's watching Narco. Phone's ringing. Hopefully it's not for me. Could be for me. Anyway, hopefully it's not for me. Maybe it's a booking for the accommodations. I'd like to go to Haida Gwaii too. My uncle used to live there in Sandspit. And Wendy's son's been there 3 times. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. Wendy's son said, I was listening to your son on the phone. I don't think it's for me. Wendy's son said the moss is so thick there. It's amazing. It's so lush. And the trees are huge. Trees are absolutely massive. Right? So, and they're quite a ways offshore, Haida Gwaii. It's off of Prince Rupert. I think it's like a 7-hour ferry trip. I've been by it a few times, 6 times to be exact, 3 times on the way to Alaska and 3 times back. So it'd be a neat place to visit. Wonder why the channel. Great Lake Palms. Oh, Great Lake Palms. Is that from Michigan? Was that the guy that was growing palm trees in Michigan? I want to go there too. I want to go to Haida Gwaii and I want to throw. I'm bringing palm seeds when I go. I'm going to be going back to Port Renfrew soon, and I've spread a lot of palm tree seeds around Port Renfrew. Trust me. When I go to the west coast of Vancouver Island, I spread palm seeds. So, yeah. So I know that channel. I've watched it. Can you fly? Yeah, you can fly to Haida Gwaii. Yep, for sure. You could fly there. Yeah, so I'm going to Port Renfrew in March. Wendy's got us booked. I think it's 7 hours, Dave. It's 7 hours from Prince Rupert. And you can also take a ferry from northern Vancouver Island to Prince Rupert, and then another ferry from Prince Rupert to Haida Gwaii. It's a long way. Anyway, it'd be worth the trip. And I don't think there's a lot up there. They're big islands. There's South Moresby. I forget the other one is. Maybe it's just Haida Gwaii Island. But there's 2 islands, right? They're big islands, a lot bigger than Salt Spring Island. And Salt Spring Island, where I live, is the biggest of the Southern Gulf Islands, right? I'm listening, sorry. I'm eavesdropping on Wendy. I think it's about some freedom rally. I'm not much of a rallier. I'm thinking movement to Crestview. It seems like Crestview. Where's Crestview? Creston? Crestview. Where is that? I've never heard of it. Heard of Creston. Is it in British Columbia? Crestview. That's a new one on me, man. Huh. Whereabouts is that? Give me the dirt. I want to know where that. Oh, it's in Florida. Okay, cool. Well, that'd be a good place to be. It's nice and warm anyway. Anywhere warm. Well, I know they're having a freeze, but anyway, always be nice and warm down there. Probably 99.9% of the time, Florida's warm, right? And I know northern Florida, like Tallahassee and Jacksonville and stuff like that, can get pretty cold at times, but on the most part, it's pretty warm, and they do grow some pretty cool things down there too. Yeah. How's the weather up in Prince George there, Dave? I'm going to tell you what it is right now. Here is it's 1.7. So temperature has gone up a little bit. It's 1.7 degrees Celsius here. Zone 8B. It's weird, when you think of that far south as Zone 8B, and when you think of it here where I live is actually a northern Zone 9A. But a northern Zone 9A is completely different than a southern Zone 9A. So it's extremely rare for our temperatures to go below 20 degrees Fahrenheit in a bad winter, although they can every so often. But it's a Zone 9A where I live. Minus 10. Okay, so we're 1.7, minus 10. And a dry cold. Yeah. Hardy Canadians. Yeah, there you go. Dave is a hardy Canadian. Cold hardy Canadian. Cold hardy Canadian. See the truckers going to Ottawa? Holy smokers, man. There's thousands of them. Just as they said, the line of trucks is 15 kilometers long. Minus 14. Yeah, when we got up this morning, it was around 0.3 or something like that. It was cold this morning, and it was foggy when I got up. But the fog burnt off pretty quick. And then it got just so beautiful out, so sunny. It was like, oh. And Wendy and I were in town. I dropped her off at one of her meetings. And then I went to the coffee shop and uploaded one of her YouTube videos because you can sit out on the lanai too. Bad connection. Bad connection. I'm going to roll soon too. Anyway, I should roll because it is getting later and I've been yapping, flapping my gums for a long time. All right. So anyway, you guys are totally awesome. And thanks for joining in. Caleb, if you're still in there, I will get that off in the mail tomorrow. And I'm back. But I'm going to roll. I should roll because it is that time of the night. I got to go get something to eat. My stomach's growling, even though I had a big dinner. Dallas, hey, that was cool that was you in there. There goes the bad connection. Bad